Okay, let's unpack this. We are diving into something pretty huge today, a really rapid shift happening, right? Where luxury brands, fashion, and, well, artificial intelligence all meet. Our mission really is to take a deep dive into the sources you shared about this one pioneering group, Fashion Cast Agency, FCA. They're a global agency, and they've made this dramatic pivot. They now exclusively represent photorealistic AI models.
That's right.
And doing that, they're basically challenging the whole idea of professional modeling internationally.
Yeah.
This isn't just, a tech upgrade.
No, it's way more than that. It's a whole new model for brand identity. And what's really fascinating, I think, is to understand where FCA is now. You kind of have to look back at where they started.
Right.
They weren't some AI startup, not at all. Their foundation was built on really traditional industry practices. And that experience gives them crucial insight into the problems they're now trying to solve.
Exactly. For years, FCA was, a successful advertising agency focused on freelancers. Their whole thing was logistics, collaborating with human models, influencers all over the world, organizing these complex photo and video shoots for big social media campaigns, handling the deals.
Yeah.
They were the ones juggling schedules, flights, permits, all that stuff.
So if you follow that thought, their move wasn't really abandoning that old structure. It was more like enhancing it.
Yeah, augmenting it maybe.
Yeah, exactly. They essentially took their deep knowledge of the process, how costly and friction-filled traditional shoots are, and just applied advanced tech to get rid of those barriers.
Makes sense.
So with AI booming in media everywhere, FCA shifted. They started designing and launching these AI-generated models as their main offering worldwide.
And we absolutely need to nail down this distinction because the source material really hammers this home. This isn't just using AI for deep fakes or cleaning up photos after the fact.
Precisely. No, they call them fully AI-generated models. These are digital people created totally from scratch using advanced GANs generative adversarial networks. There's no human counterpart who got scanned or copied. They're pure digital assets. And they're designed with specific tailored looks, culturally diverse appearances to fit whatever global brands need aesthetically.
So, okay, the foundation is human collaboration history, but the building itself is pure efficiency now. Let's look at the client side then. How big are the cost savings? I mean, what are clients really gaining by commissioning a unique digital person versus booking a, traditional international luxury shoot?
Oh, the difference is it's exponential. You're basically cutting out, maybe 80% of the logistical overhead?
80%, wow.
Yeah, think about a traditional campaign. Coordinating travel for a whole crew, finding and securing locations, dealing with permits, managing highly paid human talent for just a few hours a day.
Right, the whole circus.
Exactly. The sources suggest that commissioning an AI model for basically the same campaign, it turns maybe a 2-month pre-production headache into something like a 48-hour digital delivery.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Looking at the actual advantages these AI models offer, let's focus on capabilities.
Right. Well, the main one is probably location versatility and just total control.
Okay.
These digital models can be placed instantly into any scene, any location, a busy market in Mumbai, sure, the surface of Mars, why not? There are zero travel constraints. They just aren't tied to physical reality. And because they're purely digital assets, they allow for incredibly rich content creation way beyond just static photos.
Like what?
Well, dynamic lifestyle content, animated stories, interactive experiences. This lets brands build these narrative campaigns that flow, seamlessly across different settings and platforms almost instantly.
So they can refresh campaigns much faster.
Exactly. It gives brands the power to update their stories at a pace we've just never seen before. And these capabilities directly hit those big industry pain points. The crazy high costs of luxury shoots and that constant desperate need for quick content turnaround for social media.
So the AI model is basically always on call, everywhere, all the time.
Pretty much.
But okay, that leads straight to the biggest, most obvious question around this tech. If AI is that efficient, isn't this whole ethical collaboration thing just, marketing spin? Isn't it really about massive job losses across the whole support industry, photographers, stylists, scouts, editors?
That is absolutely the central tension here, and FCA knows it. They argue, though, that their innovation is about using AI to empower the human model who chooses to join in, not just replace them.
Okay, yeah.
Their whole structure is built on 3 specific conditions. They're designed to protect the real model's long-term interests, their IP, making the collaboration genuinely strategic, or so they claim.
All right, let's break those down. This is where the policy becomes potentially the profit engine for the model, right?
Yeah.
What's the first condition?
The first step is the Physical Appearance Agreement, the PAA. This is really key because it separates general AI use from the specific licensed use of a model's unique likeness.
So it's tied to them specifically.
Exactly. The human model grants rights specifically for creating an AI twin. This twin is a legally protected digital asset, not just some generic disposable AI face.
Got it. Okay, what's number 2?
The second part, and you could argue it's the most revolutionary bit, is the financial model. Income share.
Ah, the money.
Right. When clients use that model's specific AI avatar, the twin created under the PAA, the human model earns a significant share of the revenue.
So they're basically turning their digital likeness into like an income stream that can grow.
Precisely. A leveraged compounding source of income, potentially.
Okay, but I think we need to pause on the money implication here. If a human model usually charges, let's say, $5,000 for an 8-hour shoot,
Yeah.
how does the agency even figure out the revenue split for a digital asset that can be copied infinitely and work 50 jobs at once? That valuation challenge seems huge.
It is. It's the new frontier of valuing labor, really. The source material hints that the income share tries to compensate the model, not just for, creating the likeness initially, but for the inherent brand value and equity they bring to the AI version. The model gets paid, partly because their real-world brand, their human identity, adds value, adds cachet to the AI twin.
Okay, so the AI twin is like a passive extension of the human's own brand.
Exactly. Which brings us neatly to the third protection mechanism.
Which is the guarantee that the human job isn't just gone. That's the physical participation option, right?
That's it. Models keep the option to be booked for traditional jobs, in-person shoots, runway shows, live events. The AI twin is meant to be a passive labor asset, not a mandatory replacement. It offers flexibility.
So this really highlights how AI could actually work for the human model, not just against them. The model's biggest financial win could become this passive income.
Right.
They could earn serious money even when they aren't physically working.
Yeah.
Just because their AI counterpart is out there handling multiple jobs in different places, different time zones, all at once globally.
That level of automation totally changes a model's relationship with their time and their work.
How so?
Well, they could choose to let their AI version handle the high volume, maybe lower interaction work, freeing them up to focus on the high prestige, high connection physical campaigns. Or, do something else entirely outside of modeling.
Issue of the passions, yeah.
Plus, the tech gives them true global reach without the huge environmental cost or time cost of flying everywhere.
Okay, so if we connect this back to the bigger picture, FCA is taking this really aggressive AI-exclusive stance.
Yeah.
But how's the rest of the industry reacting? You mentioned earlier that the big fashion players are already experimenting, but it sounds like they're maybe a bit more hesitant.
Oh, they're definitely experimenting, but yeah, cautiously is the word. Look at H&M, for instance. They launched a digital model thing, but they immediately stressed that human artistry, the real stylist, the real photographer, the director, that has to remain central to their strategy.
So they're using the tech, but only to support the humans.
Kind of, yeah. To support human creativity is how they frame it.
And we saw Levi's start using AI-generated models too, didn't we? But that was more to supplement real shoots, right? To show diversity or fit options quickly.
Exactly. Not to get rid of the initial human shoot entirely.
Okay.
And this caution, whether it's Levi's or Mango, who are also exploring AI but still doing traditional photography, it seems to boil down to one key thing: consumer trust and brand authenticity.
Ah, right. Luxury fashion often sells aspiration, the genuine human connection.
There's a perceived risk, a bland risk, in relying only on a digital face no matter how much money it saves.
Yeah.
Brands worry they'll lose that emotional connection that maybe only a human story can really deliver.
That makes total sense. So they're grappling with this balance, the huge efficiency AI offers versus the consumer's need to connect with someone, well, real.
Right.
So FCA's big vision isn't just about selling cheap digital models. It's about tackling those systemic industry problems: cost, representation, speed, while also trying to proactively answer that identity question.
Yeah, their conclusion really doubles down on the idea that innovation should empower human talent, not just wipe it out. They see the future as this blend, a blend of cultural authenticity that's the human model's unique brand with advanced technology.
Ensuring human creativity stays at the core.
Stays at the foundation of the strategy, yeah. Even while the digital likeness does the heavy lifting of reproduction, the model is still essential because they own and license that initial spark, that identity.
Okay, so to some of the key takeaways for you listening, FCA is driving this potentially revolutionary change using AI not just for efficiency, but to create new revenue streams and empower human talent globally. The really big shift is this idea that a model's identity can be licensed digitally to handle work simultaneously, remotely. It could completely flip the traditional workflow.
And it raises a really important question, doesn't it, about the future economy of just personal identity. FCA is proving that your physical presence might not be essential for earning labor income anymore.
Which leads us to our final thought. If AI tech lets a model earn significant, maybe even compounding income, handling multiple digital jobs while they're literally sleeping or traveling or doing something else they love,